When you get so powerful, you start to wonder, is there a point of even doing a feat run about the character? Because he can literally do everything known to man. I don't even have to list his powers. Just know he can do every power you can ever think of, right? Beyond our comprehension. He can even do powers that we didn't even think existed. But before I go any farther, I got to give a shout out to those that have donated to the channel. Appreciate it a lot. You've guys heard of abstract entities, beings that are literally too big to fit in one timeline, literally too big to fit in all of reality. They have to make avatars or embodies, emanations of themselves to even fit in the multiversal realm. So our favorite characters can even perceive the way they look because they're literally too big for you even to perceive because they can perceive themselves as all of infinity. The living tribunal is, some would consider, the ultimate abstract. Other abstracts are merely just a part of him, right? I even made a video about the celestials. He even somehow surpasses the infinite power of the celestials, and the celestials are above time and space as well. You know what I mean? Dimensional tiering, that type of crazy stuff. He pretty much safeguards the multiverse from mystical imbalance and transcends the realm of death and eternity, order and chaos, and all opposing realities. Without wasting any more time, let's get right into the lore. There's no point of him appearing a whole bunch of times. So, of course, this is not going to be as long as other videos because, I mean, come on. Like, why would this guy appear? He's like a broken tier. This guy appears when issues are about to get real, basically. It states here, the most supreme power which can be comprehended, the tribunal exists in all multiverses simultaneously, always prepared to enact judgment. Any single universe which becomes unstable and thereby threatens others will be similarly judged and if necessarily obliterated by the tribunal. And here's Dr. Strange's opinion about the living tribunal. Yes, I know him. He is the keeper of the cosmic balance, a being as old as time. When Thanos had the Infinity Gauntlet and he was taking on all these abstract beings, they actually wanted to get help from the living tribunal himself because they know he could handle it, but the living tribunal doesn't want to interfere. Thanos seeks to replace their role, which is indeed still balanced in the universe. In the living tribunal's eyes, I would say. It states here, Thanos only strives to replace your importance in the universe with his own. Natural selection is one of the universe's oldest canons. The strong replace the weak. It is as it should be. No cosmic crime is being committed. The living tribunal shall not be involved in the matter. This actually makes sense with Thanos' lore. He's about that balance. Perfectly balanced, like the movie say. And the living tribunal agrees with the movie Thanos. Let me stop. This is not movie Thanos, but you get the idea. But so does he judge good or evil? No, not necessarily. He is a judge of the universe's balance, but he's not necessarily a judge of good, evil, mortal concepts. Those concepts are for lesser beings. His duty is to preserve the balance and the forces of the multiverse, including sorcery. The living tribunal even has somewhat called a magistry, or people that represent him. Well, not people, but beings that represent him. For we represent the living tribunal. This is for the entire multiverse. If you want to pause the video, you can read all of this information about the living tribunal. This is all the information you will more than likely need. Why is his fighting skill so low? Let me stop. Star Wars terms will be like, oh yeah, the living tribunal is the gray, eternity and infinity is the light and the dark. Let me stop. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's kind of like that. Like he's the head boy. He presides over the council of abstract beings that are everything. You know what I mean? Like a literal concept, eternity and infinity. Marvel has from time to time showed what they believe how the rankings work with the cosmic entity hierarchy. You get to see how this looks. One necessarily said this is the most accurate, but you get the idea. Living tribunal at the very top, as it should be, right? You got Eternity and Infinity right below, Chaos and Order, Odin, Galactus, Skyfathers, Grandmaster, Celestial, you know, those type of beings. Makes some sense, right? One of my favorite reads was when he appeared in the Sensational She-Hulk runs. That was cool because, you know, he's a judge, she's a lawyer type of thing. Like she caught the eye of his attention. Ain't that funny? He just showed her the face that he can make out of nowhere. He being funny. All three faces of the living tribunal must agree before they make a decision. People stay asking for the living tribunal's help because they know he can end like all the threats as easily as he sees fit. But he's like, nah, I'm good. Here's some interesting lore on the living tribunal. It says the three faces look upon the world and judge. The first is vengeance, the second is necessity, and three must agree for this self to act. The three faces represent the three different constants in reality: vengeance, necessity, equity. Concepts that exist in all realms. There's been plenty of occasions he's shown visions to other beings to see what's to come. Of course, he has power bestowal. He was able to give Silver Surfer a taste of what godhood would actually feel like, if that makes any sense. Whoa, what the heck? Would you like a moment of godhood? You need only to touch the void where I have no phase. You must touch nothingness. Then you would know connection to the infinite as I know connection to the unique existence of the Silver Surfer. You are unique, Silver Surfer, unique in all the universe. And still you are a minute a part of the universe. How did it feel, Silver Surfer, to get amped by the living tribunal? This dude was able to summon the in-betweener whenever he feels like it. Just can forcibly summon somebody like in-betweener or Galactus to your being, but don't judge me. We all know eternity is literally the universe, the living, like it's literally a living universe. He literally was able to take the earth out of eternity. Like, oh, nice earth you got here. He can stop time and make Silver Surfer not be able to do a mission because there's certain rules you have to follow. You better listen to me, boy. Everything that happens, he bears witness to it. He's just awake to everything that's going on in the universe when it comes to creation type stuff. This was an experiment. See the realms of Earth, E-U-R-T-H. He bear witness to this. No grammar Nazis allowed. He even be witnessing fusion of dimensions. Existence one constant. The very universe itself accepts this truth. We can do no less. Cosmic metamorphosis way come. Doing whatever he wants is an understatement. He could just make a star go nova. He's able to set off Korvac to another dimension or separate our dimension from his. The living tribunal has fought this being known as Nebulos. Using the polar staff, doing so, he does something epic like channeling the flame of the fall team themselves to destroy the entire planet. He simply made his planet go into doom, not directly trying to kill him himself, trying to hold on to very little hope or mercy the tribunal is trying to give out.
You're probably wondering, what the heck is an embody?
Abstract beings are infinity, right? So they have to manifest themselves in ways to where mortals can comprehend the way they look. Embodies, one can call them avatars, that type of thing. Even on Marvel.com, explains embody as such.
They talk about different beings in Marvel that have to create embodies because they're literally too much or get embodies created for them.
Manifestations, it states here. Revealed that he communicates with any being desiring a manifestation body or embody as they have come to be known. He related that his people were living fractals capable of shaping themselves in an infinite manner, allowing them to serve as embodies for the abstract beings that had no physical forms. They don't have physical forms, right? The list of abstract individuals now possess embodies are death, eternity, in between there, blah, 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 Chronos, Lord Chaos, Master Order, Mistress Love. Evidently Thor. I don't really know what that means though, but of course the living tribunal has this. Evidently Galactus got so dangerous at a time.
It should be noted that this is an alternate reality Galactus.
That all the abstract entities had to step in, like even living tribunal who dares not to step in. You know you're disrupting the balance when the living tribunal himself had to step in. Look what he says. You may call yourselves the greatest power of the universe, but no, you have no dominion over Galactus. And he was feeling himself here, wasn't he? All these abstracts should have combined blast to erase him from existence. Reed Richards interfered. Reed with prep time interfered with this blast, so because he felt like Earth would not handle the blowback. Because cosmic entities are about balance, and destroying Earth wouldn't really change much in the balance of the universe. There's more to the universe than just the Earth. He even stated, even if we must sacrifice the entire Milky Way, that's including Earth. Reed didn't want that to happen because Earth will not have handled
that kind of blowback.
Earth is only just a small planet in a wide universe of other planets that are just as important to them when it comes to balance. This is kind of a prep time feat for Reed Richards, though, for him to be able to do that. Alongside the abstracts,
he's faced against the Beyonders
in a cosmic scale ridiculous battle. Yeah, Beyonders, what it is, not the the one you're probably thinking of. Different looking Beyonder. Cosmic scale. They also imply that fight took place across multiple timelines or multiple dimensions at the same time because they're too big to fight in one dimension. Right? All of reality, the multiverse taking form. They battled, they raged. The same fight taking place across all realities at the same time. You see what I mean? So this is evidently his true form, evidently getting killed. He got overpowered in this case. But it took a whole bunch of abstract tears to take him on. Stated here, landed on a rock, one sliver each for each reality. You know, he landed on a rock in each reality. So he's like knocked out in different planes of reality. Like imagine this. Think of his body being laid over all of across time and history. Like, he's too big to fit in one timeline, so he's knocked out or laid out in 1984, 2015, 3088, 5000 BC, and 50,000 AD all at the same time. He's literally just laying there and done in all the different timelines at the same time because he's too big to fit in a single timeline. He has to make embodies to fit inside a smaller universe, if that makes any kind of sense. Yes, I know this whole dimensional tiering stuff can get a little bit confusing. You're probably like, man, my brain hurts. You're probably thinking, how does this make any sense? How can he be knocked out in the same place in different realities all at the same time?
Think about it like this. Our mortal mind can't comprehend it.
He's technically on infinite moons. Like you're going to go to each alternate reality and see a living tribunal body on an infinite moon. Like infinite different moons throughout the dimension. Like in this universe, they see it on this moon like this, but then it could be another universe where they see him like this on another moon. I hope that's not too confusing. You remember these infinity stones?
They can change all of reality.
If you have all of them gathered, the reality stone, space stone, power stone gives infinite everything in every aspect. Yeah, so tell me why. He could just make the infinity gems not working. It's not working. The power's not coming for me. It must have something to do with the living tribunal's ruling you were telling me about. His judgment is obviously keeping the gems from working in unison. Try as I may, I cannot raise any kind of psychic response from the mind gem. It would appear they shut down completely when brought together. If he wants to, he can make them work. Again, one of the few beings that power exceeds the infinity stone. Tell me, that isn't epic. He's like the daddy of the abstract. I gotta go to you, Father, to get your input or permission to do certain things, because I'm the living tribunal. They're in a higher dimensional plane, by the way, talking and chatting. So there was a conflict that was about to happen between top tier abstracts, and they said, boom. And then it says, what the, everything reverted back to nothing happened. Yeah, there will be order in the court. I know this is talking about eternity, but this kind of makes sense for a living tribunal as well. I am the sum total of all that exists along the temporal axis, yet I am far from alone in the infinite multiverse. Other sentient life forms have imagined me as sound waves, images of avatars, or weather patterns. Some really go mad. It matters not, for perceptions is reality. In truth, eternity is an abstract entity with no physical attributes. What you think you see is merely a manifestation of your concept of my very existence. So Beyonder had his own reality, right? Judged his reality and sealed it away because he deemed it so. He was doing some cross multiversal tampering. You are deemed worthy to retain your omnipotent position within your own universe. Calling you omnipotent by the living tribunal was a big statement, though, I'm not gonna lie. Judging protege, battlefield, removing them in the process. Consistent banishing folks that need to be banished. Actually debating and contemplating if 616 need to be replaced by the ultimate universe. Wouldn't that be nerve-wracking if you were 616? Yes, this is the comment with She-Hulk. I love the interactions. Remember this feat I brought up earlier? It is important to note that this is an alternate reality galactic, an event that takes place in one universe, not a multiversal type of event. So this isn't necessarily one would call the living tribunal's true form, but rather just an avatar or embodied manifestation, if that makes any sense. This galactic was still powerful. It's an alternate reality though. Same with the Heart of the Universe event. This is implied to be an embody because this all happened within the same universe, but the true living tribunal wasn't actually dead, if that makes any sense. But I can't say the same for the Beyonder thing because it did seem like a clash of multiversal proportions, if that makes any sense, because the different timelines are happening at the same time while they're fighting. This story had a lot of different things. The Galactus Last Man Standing one, the one where the living tribunal had trouble with Galactus and had to blast him with the other abstract. Mayday Parker. She is the daughter of Spider-Man, you know. You're probably thinking, why the heck am I bringing up alternate realities of this in the first place? Well, since the living tribunal is a multiversal being, everything for him is technically canon because it stretches throughout the entire multiverse. That's why I'm bringing up what ifs, possible future, Galactus from Earth 982, stuff like that. That's why I'm bringing it up, at least, even if it is an embody and not his true self. You know, took him L's. I don't want people to get the wrong idea. He's weak because he took L's from this, and that, when it was really just an embody from an alternate reality and the multiverse wasn't in danger. If it was his true self, it would have to be a multiversal event, endangering type of leveling event for his true self to be actually in danger, right? And even then, it would have to be some cosmic, ridiculous beings like the Beyonders. For example, this is a what-if story, right? And of course, the Living Tribunal does make appearances in what-if stories such as. I mean, it is technically a possible future, so the Living Tribunal can still take part of it, right? This example, for example, what if the Avengers had become pawns of Korvac? This is the occasion where it seemed like Korvac had gotten too much for the Living Tribunal. Like I said, this wasn't the true self Living Tribunal. Even though all this doesn't really take place in the 616 anyway, because it's a what if, it's important to get these type of context right, because people take this out of context thinking that Living Tribunal is weak in his true self state. This is the stuff I showed you earlier. But like I said, I'm showing it, everything for him is technically kind of canon, but it should be noted that this is a manifestation. After his apparent death, there was an alternate reality version of Adam Warlock that became the Living Tribunal. It's pretty much the same powers of what I pretty much went over already, right? It's no need to repeat all that new stuff. But it is worth noting that he woke up and accidentally destroyed the entire universe. No, I'm not playing. As it would seem, abstracts, bye-bye, oh my God, by the stars. Even he's surprised at the power, you know what I mean? You got too much power to be accidentally doing stuff like this. What have I done? There's nothing left. Just a little bit more lore than Living Tribunal's power. Just can casually destroy like powerhouse tier heroes like Hulk and Thor, like Gladiator. Is that Captain Universe? You know what? Captain Marvel. Annihilus is in the picture. Siphoning off Living Tribunal energy. Splattering hero like that. No Gladiator. No Loki. Thor last one. Dr. Doom's incinerated. Just bad. Hey, but Mjolnir survived though. But guys, that's just about going to do it. Pretty much get the idea. I'll never forget that Living Tribunal can do punishment on you if you decide to disobey him. By every time you do an act of malice, as he would say, it would carve a new scar into your face. Like he did to Doom this one time. Ain't that painful? Being superior to abstracts like eternity and infinity.
To get an idea on how truly strong the living tribunal is,
If he's stronger than these guys and how strong these guys are is already mind-blowing. Like, it is like Doctor Strange was able to feel more than the dimensions in just 4 than usual. He was tapped into another form of power merging with eternity. Just give me an idea of eternity's power. The eternity mask, which allows people to view space and time like literally like how we view like fiction, like, oh, it's like a narrative, like we see it with narration, like a TV show, embodies the totality of all. Marvel is infinite, man. That's the part that makes it even crazier. On too many occasions shown to be an infinite dimensional space. Too much proof of the Marvel universe being infinite. Higher dimensional as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. Did you know the Living Tribunal was this strong? You probably did. You probably knew he was an abstract above time and space, and he has to make manifestations to even fit in our little measly small 616 universe. But post your comments down below. Let me know what you all think. Did you guys enjoy these super mega overpowered characters that I usually don't care to do because they literally just are mega overpowered and it's hard to comprehend? But post your comments down below. Let me know what you all think. See you guys later. And I better see you on them doggone playlists.